And we have citizenship by descent, individuals who are born outside of our country to a Canadian parent. As Canadians, we're a diverse group, but we all share a common set of values, take pride in who we are and what our country stands for. We're a country that supports human rights, equality, and respect for all people. There's no doubt that Canadian citizenship is highly valued and recognized around the world. We want a citizenship to be fair, accessible, with clear and transparent rules. Not everyone is entitled to it, but for those who are, it needs to be fair. That's why when issues arise around citizenship law, it's important that Parliament addresses them. The proposed legislation will extend citizenship by descent beyond the first generation in a way that is inclusive and upholds the value of our citizenship. If passed, the bill extends automatic citizenship to anyone who is born outside the country to a Canadian parent before the legislation comes into force. We also introduced amendments to respond to issues raised at parliamentary committees as well as in the courts. They will restore citizenship to those we call lost Canadians. That could be someone who was never able to become a citizen or lost citizenship because of previous and outdated legislative provisions. While the government previously brought forward changes that fixed the status of most lost Canadians, a small impacted cohort remained. Under the new legislation, children born abroad to a Canadian citizen who is also born outside Canada will be a Canadian citizenship from birth if their parent can demonstrate they have a substantial connection to Canada. As long as a Canadian parent who is born outside of Canada.
Let me just explain what they're doing here. So it's not just for children born to Canadian parents who are living outside of Canada. So Stephen Harper put a stop to this stuff in 2009 because we had a lot of citizens of convenience. They had come to Canada, primarily, I think this was during the Lebanese War. They came to Canada, were fast-tracked on their citizenship, were here, got their citizenship, and then left and never came back, never voted, never had any substantial ties to Canada, didn't own land here, like nothing, never even visited. But they had this Canadian citizenship, and because they were Canadians, never living in Canada, never using their citizenship and having having children, those children were by default Canadians, even though they would probably never live here. They were born to parents who had never come back after receiving their citizenship. And so they just put a stop to it. So what the Liberals are doing, it sounds like here, is making those people, those children of the citizens of convenience, now Canadian citizens. I'm not sure what the motive is there. And but it also now will work on the next generation. So once their new law passes, Canadians born abroad who are not citizens will receive their citizenship. And also, if those Canadians, lost Canadians, I call them, have children, those will also be Canadians, even though now we're 2 generations removed from ever having a tangible relationship with Canada. Why? Why do this? What is the point? What is that? This just waters down the value of a Canadian citizenship. We're giving it to people who don't even necessarily even want it. And what are they going to use it for? Well, I know what those citizens of convenience used it for last time when a bit of turmoil popped off in the Middle East. We had to evacuate them all. Even though they had no relationship to Canada, they said, excusez-moi, I'm a Canadian citizen. Get me out of here. And then we did. And then they didn't like the accommodations we got for them. And then they all turned around and went back. And that's why Harper did it, because he was like, the heck? These people aren't Canadians by any real measure of what it means to be a Canadian. Well, we've not just expanded that, we've actually expanded it to a next generation. All right. Great. I wonder why they're doing this. What is the point? Were we just trying to round up more tax dollars? I don't know why we're doing this. Okay.